Well, hello, friends and family. I hope you are doing really, really well. Back at you today with another video that I'm hoping is going to both inspire you and encourage you if you have been a little bit disheartened on your entrepreneurial journey. Now, I don't know about you, but in my entrepreneurial journey, I have faced many challenges. You know, when you step out from being under the safe covering of an employer, getting a guaranteed salary, to be able to be someone that actually provides for yourself and for your family, there can be some stresses and challenges that come along the way, and it kind of magnifies the stress, it magnifies the pressure, because you know, if you don't deliver, your business doesn't deliver, then your family doesn't eat, right? And so this entrepreneurial journey can be a little bit of a crazy one. You've probably seen the memes, you've probably seen the stuff on social media about a day in the life of an entrepreneur, and it's kind of like, I'm crushing this, I'm destroying my life, and you know, and all of the ups and downs, and that's just that first hour before breakfast. And I know a bunch of you are starting your entrepreneurial journey, and that you're really excited about all that's going to come. And I love that. And, you know, I want to be someone that actually stokes that fire in you, stokes that passion and excitement in you. But what I also want to do is not be someone that just fills the air with hype, with hot air, and just, you know, only ever focuses on the good things that are happening. I'd like to think that on this channel, you find a good balance of, you know, inspiration, but some practical stuff, and also some stuff to help you when, you know, it hits the fan and it's just hard, because entrepreneurship at times can be hard. And so in today's video, we're going to interview someone that's going to highlight that. And I don't want to shy away from the challenges. We could talk more about his revenue, and we will, and all the great things that he's seeing and the progress. But what I really am going to focus on and ask him more about is the challenges that he's been going through, the obstacles that he's had to overcome to get where he is today. I'm going to be interviewing Matus, and he's a member of our Amazon Masters community. And it's been a theme within our community recently that there's been several people that have faced some challenges. We had one of our members recently get some malicious reviews that they had to kind of come against and bring down, and thankfully Amazon came down on their side and fixed that for them. And we've had other issues with shipping and delays, and just so many different things, and some bigger sort of life and personal things that people have been going through in our community. That it's just made me realize that actually I wanted to make some content that addressed those things, and really just reminded everyone that actually the journey of an entrepreneur is going to face challenges. As an entrepreneur, you're going to face ups and you're going to face downs, and actually that is what makes you an entrepreneur. People want to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is almost fashionable again these days, thanks to people like Gary Vee, and so much content that's out there. It's like everyone's hustling, right? Everyone's got their side hustle, everyone's trying to do something great, but the reality is that entrepreneurship is actually challenging. And if you're not facing challenges, if you're not overcoming obstacles, are you really doing anything of value in the world? My suggestion would be probably not, because anybody that wants to change the world and improve the world, impact the world, is actually going to face some obstacles. So in this interview today, we're going to look at what some of those obstacles were for Matus, how he overcame them, and how we might be able to apply them to our businesses too. If you're someone that wants to free yourself up from that grip that money places over time by building a business that impacts the world, make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on, because I've got loads more videos like this coming your way soon. But for now, that's it from me. We're going to jump into this interview. I'm going to give Matus a call. Hopefully he's ready, and then we're going to pepper him with some questions, see what golden nuggets we can get out of him. All right, let's get into the video. Awesome. Well, hey everyone, I'm here with Matus, and we're going to obviously talk through some of his experiences recently in selling on Amazon and eBay, and the challenges that he's been going through. Firstly, Matus, tell us a little bit about yourself. Whereabouts are you from? And just tell us a little bit about your how long you've been doing this.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on the channel, Ben. And so just a little bit about me. Originally from Lithuania. My family's from Lithuania, but me and my family have been living in Ireland for 19 or 20 years now. So basically, I've been living here my entire life.
Cool.
What else?
Well, yeah, no, it's good. When I first saw your name and, obviously then heard your accent, I was like, these two do not go together.
Yeah. So where did I start? About a year ago, I found out about Amazon FBA. I think I was just chilling at home, and I was going through YouTube, and I just stumbled across a video. I don't know. I can't even remember whose video it was. And then I started going into like Facebook groups and stuff, and somehow I came across you. I asked you a question about
Yeah,
something, and
yeah.
then I remember asking you if I was to take a course, which course would you recommend? And you said like, hey man, I'm about to launch my own training program. Do you want to like try it out and give me feedback on it? I was like, of course, yes.
And it's the
This
best
this
decision
was
you ever made, right?
yeah, best decision I ever made.
Don't answer that. They'll think
Yeah,
I'll
this
put you
was
up to
what I
that.
think this was. It's 10 months now since then.
Okay, wow. Wow,
So yeah,
time flies.
it's been like hell of a journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, yeah, we'll get into some of the journey.
I think you froze now.
Um,
No,
should be
you're
better
back.
now. Yeah, you froze as well, so don't worry, it's all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about a little bit about the journey because, as I said, I want to sort of, talk about some of the challenges you faced as well because that's, entrepreneurship, that's real life. It's not all, sunshine and daisies, right? So how long have you been selling your product as of now?
Um, just I didn't actually look at like um, dates before we started this, but just off the top of my head, it's been like 6 or 7 months. But
Mhm.
out of the 6 or 7 months, my downtime was probably 3 or 4 of them. So
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
uh, I've only been selling like 2 or 3 months, constantly.
Okay. And
Um,
let's firstly just to inspire everyone and give everyone like the headline. Oh, this guy's doing this. When you are selling, because you found a product that you have researched really well. You did your product research really well. You found a really good opportunity. And yeah, so when you are selling well, what kind of numbers are you doing?
So August was my best month. I had like a full 5 weeks, like August and a week after August. So in just a 30-day period in August, I did 13,500 pounds just on Amazon,
Hmm.
and
Awesome.
another 5,000 over 5,000 pounds on eBay.
Amazing.
Um, which was I was doing something like I think it was £9.56 profit per unit on Amazon, which was it was over 100% ROI. It was something like
Amazing.
120% ROI. Now, as I told you before, now my product has changed a little bit, which changed my price and stuff. But
Sure.
we can go into that after.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, I mean the eBay thing is probably a topic for another day, but it's
yeah,
amazing how much you can 50% almost of your Amazon sales you get on eBay, and next to no one's doing it. So I mean that's an amazing takeaway for anyone watching today straight away is to explore that opportunity.
it's just this kind of brings me to say something, like when everything was going wrong, I was forced to kind of go to eBay.
Mm, mm.
But then just one day everything just started like going right, and then all everything added together, and it was like this whole big. It was a much bigger opportunity than I was gonna have even before
Mm.
everything started. If if
Yeah, yeah.
if all the if everything that happened wouldn't have happened, I would have never even went to eBay.
Right,
I would
right.
have only been on
That
Amazon.
Yeah, and that is so key. Like I forget who it was. I think maybe Einstein said that necessity is the mother of invention, and needing to find a way is often the
Yeah,
reason we find these ways. And you had to do that. It was your because of the challenges you faced, and now because you did that, you're building a bigger business, and that's kind of what I want to obviously talk to you about and ask you questions about is because you have faced some great challenges, but because you've overcome that. When you first came to me, it's probably I don't know, yeah, 4 or 5 months ago, and told me, "Hey Ben, this has happened," and I was like, "This sucks," and I was really interested to see how you would respond because a lot of people in that moment would have given up, and because you didn't give up, you now are seeing the fruits of that. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. What happened? Yeah, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago was it? You messaged me.
so
"Hi."
so So basically, long story short, I had like a lot of trouble before finding this product with other products, if you can remember, like samples and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
find the quality, this, that, the other. We won't go into that today, but I found this product. I contacted suppliers in China, got the samples in, everything was grand. Found a good price, found the quality I was looking for. Got the quickly got the logo made, quickly got the packaging made, sent in. No, I'm going too fast now. I paid the deposit. I paid the deposit, and I created the listing, or I created the listing and paid the deposit, one way or the other. I can't remember. Anyway, the deposit was paid, and the first thing that happened about a week later is Amazon sent me this email saying that this product is prohibited to be sold on Amazon, and it comes up in this and this report, and you can find more information here. There was a link to this website that I think was a German website, and I was like,
that was like the first one, and I'm like, yeah, even that one, I'm like, oh man, how's he going to overcome this? Like, and obviously we walk through the best steps and stuff, but it's it's not just doing the right things. It's obviously having the mentality, isn't it? So,
and so I sent them an email back. I appealed, whatever I opened the case, whatever I did, and they just sent me the same thing back. As they always do, they don't go into conversation. They just send back the same thing, that no, this product is prohibited for sale. So this went on maybe for a week or two, probably 2 weeks, I think. I tried it maybe 3 times. It just wasn't working. So then I spoke to you again, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you said something like, try the links that they send you, try searching inside the links or whatever. So I was going through a few of the links that they, the way they send an email, and they always have links. You can find more info here, and you can find this here. And so I was going through them links, and I was going through the website that they were taking me on, and I couldn't find my product anywhere. They were saying that it was on this report, and this product is prohibited and comes up on this report, but I couldn't find my product anywhere. So, and then I clicked on one of the other links, which brought me through to a few other pages, and I found an email which was, I think it's called child safety at amazon.co.uk. I think it's an email for getting permission to sell certain products.
Okay. Yeah.
And there was a product that was very similar to mine. It would be in the same niche, and I basically used my product wasn't on the guidelines on how to apply, but I used the guidelines of the other similar product to apply for permission to sell my own.
Yeah.
And I sent an email. I sent the application to that email address with all the guidelines and everything that they wanted. And just overnight, I woke up in the morning and there was an email that, hey, Matus, sorry for the inconvenience caused. Your product is no longer prohibited for sale on Amazon. We've reactivated your listing, and sorry, that was it. That was the end of that. So
that's a good email to get. Yeah. And that feeling of relief. Yeah, you thought like, wow, this is it. I've got it sorted. And then tell us about what happened after that.
So I was definitely hyped. I was definitely hyped after that. And my product has like a really fast manufacturing time. Like there's this small extra in my packaging box. They take longer to make than my actual product.
Right.
So my product can actually be finished in like 8 or 9 days, working days. But all my other unique stuff that I've created with my brand takes like up to 15 working days. Yeah. So 10 to 15 for that.
I mean,
yeah.
Don't moan about that, bro.
So my product came in like really quick, and I was like hyped. I got it into FBA, and I can remember the first day inventory went active. I can remember seeing myself. I can't remember which page I was on, but I was tired and I was home. It was the evening time and I was tired, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave it till tomorrow. I'm going to set up PPC, everything tomorrow. And the next thing, about an hour later, there was a sale. Just out of out of thin air.
Mhm.
There was just one sale, no PPC running or anything.
Yeah, right.
And then the night tomorrow came and I set up PPC and everything. I still had like 0 reviews. The second day of selling, I had 9 units sold with 0 reviews.
Amazing.
And then maybe and then maybe it was like and then the next day was like double, and the third day maybe it was like 22 or 25. I can't remember anymore off the top of my head. And then maybe the fourth day it was probably the fourth day when I received another email from Amazon, which was from the notice dispute team that I am infringing on somebody's design patent. And they sent me
Nightmare.
which was sick to receive. And I was like, like when I think of it now, I feel different about receiving stuff from them now than I was then. Like
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I was like completely clueless with what's going on and how can they just shut me down like that, and what's going on here, And
Yeah.
so I remember just. I remember myself, I didn't know what to do or where to go. And I remember I just took a screenshot of the email on my phone and obviously sent it to you, because where else am I going to go, Where else am I going to go first? So he was like, man, I've never dealt with one of these. And I was like, okay. So
yeah, and it's it sucks. I mean, obviously we've got a certain procedure that we follow, that we talk through, and even in that, you face some challenges. I remember, and you had to get some outside help, didn't you? You got some kind of legal
yeah,
help.
so before even getting help, I tried again. This time, I tried to solve it myself.
Mm.
While I was trying to solve it myself, and I started digging into it further and further, I found out that this issue it's not possible to solve it yourself. You need legal help to get this issue solved.
Mm.
So obviously they rejected whatever amount of appeals I sent them myself, and this probably took again maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm.
So I then started looking for help. I found two Amazon account specialists in America,
Mm-hmm.
which were saying they were saying to me, to take on your case, it's going to cost at least $2,000. And which was I was thinking like, damn, this is that was too much money for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I had just spent like every single penny that I had on stock. I didn't have much. I had like a budget for PPC, but that was it. It was nowhere near $2,000.
Mm.
And I came across Tom Wang. Like you had spoken to Tom Wang in that interview, and I came across his Facebook group through you, and I came across that guy called Or Shamos, or I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but he has sellerappeal.com.
Mm-hmm.
So he works with all sorts of suspensions and stuff like that. So I got in touch with him, and he took on the case for $600. And before that, I just forgot to mention the other two companies actually looked at it briefly, just very quickly, and they told me that you're 100% right. Like this patent is like it's not real. It's a fake claim, by a competitor. This that you're guaranteed to get this. You're guaranteed to get this removed.
Okay. And just quickly on that, I think that's a really good point to be aware of, is that this guy is obviously chancing his arm, and the frustrating thing is that would have worked on so many people. A lot of people would have faced that like you did, but then you responded in a way that said, I'm not like backing down to this guy. But so many people would, and they would just give up. And that's what happens when you get into a competitive market or a good product opportunity. There are people out there that, unfortunately, that are like that and will try and cut you down.
Yeah.
but you overcame that, and you're reaping the rewards. But that wasn't the end of the story, though, was it?
Yeah, so I've actually gone ahead of myself, and before even reaching out to him, you told me to start looking into that patent number that's on the email. So I started looking into that on the European Patent Office website, the
Yeah.
EU IPO or whatever it's called. And I found that there's an ongoing case actually with this patent number, and that there is like an invalidity procedure, like it's being declared invalid basically in court by another. There's a case with another seller and this seller. So I found that, and then I contacted Shamos, the seller appeal guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I sent him everything. I told him my story, and he was like, "Man, this is gonna get sorted. There's no problem. 100% guaranteed. You will be up and running within 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, perfect. He was only $600 compared to other guys trying to charge me 2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So I paid him, and he got the appeal typed up, and he got it basically it needed to be like a letter from a law firm confirming, that they're a person who has a law degree, has investigated the case,
Sure.
this, that, the other, and under oath, they're declaring that this patent is invalid. And like it's a big, long, lawful letter, in like law terms that you couldn't come up with yourself,
Yeah.
And so we sent the first appeal off to Amazon, and it never took them this quick to apply, and they just replied maybe within 2 hours and just rejected it straight back. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy is just after telling me that everyone is just after telling me that there's no problem, but they've just rejected me just like that.
Yeah.
And the next day I just went back straight to him, and he said, no, this is nonsense. We need to reappeal this. So I kept on sending that appeal to Amazon for maybe 2 to 3 weeks straight, every single day. I had to send it. I had a breakthrough maybe 2.5 weeks, going into 3 weeks. They went and just sent me an email. Oh, sorry, we've reactivated your listing. And I was like, okay, so that's sorted. And
wow. And so, what have you faced anything since then? Has it been clean sailing since then?
No, this is only like the beginning of the story. So I was selling all day, and the inventory was flying. Again, I did like some 20 units or something. Anyway, it's 20 units is like my average per day,
Mm-hmm.
And I went to sleep happy, with a smile on my face. Everything is okay. Things are finally moving, And I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone, and here's another email. Sorry, we have deactivated some of your listings. You are infringing on, and the same design number, same patent number. This same thing again. Basically, the exact same email with a different date on it.
So frustrating.
And I was like, what? It only took him not even 24 hours to go and block me again. So I went back to seller appeal again, and he's like, oh my God, this is nonsense. We're going to type up another appeal letter, and we'll get this removed. Please rest assured, he said,
Yeah.
So he went to his colleague that actually has like the law degree and everything, and they typed up a brand new appeal. And this one was actually going straight to Jeff Bezos,
Nice.
Jeff at Amazon.com. So we sent it there, and then we started. We got no reply from there, so we started sending it to Notice Dispute team as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm back to square one, sending emails every single day. And again, it took me maybe two weeks of getting rejected. until again they just said sorry, sorry about this. We reactivate your listing. Just just put it back live again. So again, I was selling that time. I maybe got a little longer out of it. I maybe got two full days out of it, and then woke up to another email where I was blocked again. So
Absolute nightmare.
This time I was really like, I don't know what, no one, like, he was like saying, man, I don't know what to say, like he was saying like, you're not wrong, you're not wrong, and this guy's, definitely not right. And he says, but I don't understand what the hell's going on, why are Amazon? So we typed up a third appeal. We typed up a third appeal, which we sent, started sending it to Jeff, started sending it to the managing director of Amazon UK, started sending it to the notice dispute team, and everyone was just rejecting me. Like every single day, I was just receiving emails that were rejecting me from everywhere. Every department was just turning me down. So then again, maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I got through to them, and they made me live once again. Now this is the third time. So after, I don't know how long I got this time, but I was blocked again.
Oh, I think even I'm looking up at this point, but this is what I love about you.
I got blocked again, and I went back to this guy, and he said, look, Matus, I'm sorry, but there's nothing else we can do. We've done everything, and this is Amazon's fault. It's not ours. And because I had spoken to so many, like I had even spoken to solicitors in Northern Ireland. I had spoken to solicitors in England, like intellectual property solicitors, and there was not one person that told me that I was wrong. Everyone said that I am right and I should get unblocked.
Sure.
So I knew that this guy, he was being straight with me, and everything is fine, and this is just Amazon. So I said, look, dude, that's okay. There's nothing we can do. So I think I was still trying for some time after that myself, just on my own without him. It's just using the same letters that he had provided to me, and it wasn't any luck. So I was just thinking, and I thought there has to be a way out, because obviously they're accepting some of my appeals, but they're just, he sends another one and they accept it again, So obviously I am right. There needs to be another way out of this.
Yeah.
So again, I started contacting intellectual property solicitors, in England, in Northern Ireland, and the ones in England wouldn't even look at my case. They wanted like £600 to £1,000 just to even look at it,
Wow.
So I couldn't do that, So I ended up finding this guy in Belfast, and he was quite young. He was probably your age, And
Saying so.
he was very interested in the story and what had happened, and he was really interested in it. So he asked me like to type up a summary of everything that has happened and send it to him, Yeah. So I did that. I sent him all the appeals, a full summary of everything that has happened, everything that has been going on. And he rang me a few days later. He says, man, it's crazy, Like even a solicitor himself, like I bet he's seen a lot of things, But he says, this is crazy. And at this point, I didn't even want to go back to Amazon for help. I wanted to maybe take this guy to court to get protection against him completely and just finish it,
Yeah.
So I asked him what are the odds of doing that, and how much is it going to cost? Is it possible, And he basically just said, look, because this guy is in China, we can do this, but it will cost you just to even get things started and rolling, it will cost you like 5 grand, just for the first steps. And he says, I'm going to win you this case in Belfast. On paper, you're going to be, you will win this case on paper. But as you can see, Amazon and China are two different worlds, and then we're here, and he's just going to turn around and 2 months later do the same to you over Amazon, and you will have spent all of this money, but there will be no, you won't be the winner at the end of the day. He'll just keep doing the same to you,
Yeah.
So, and he says, because Amazon is for some reason not on your side. And then he says, I have an idea though. So he had this idea. He says, we need to bluff him. Say to this guy that we're taking him to court. That we're raising the case against him, and we're taking him to court, and try and scare him into the idea that we're gonna take his company to court.
Sure.
And I asked him how much is that going to cost, and that alone was like, he says, this, that, the other, it'll be like 500 at least, And at this point, I just didn't want to spend any more money, on this.
Yeah.
And eBay, at that point, eBay was going well, and I started thinking maybe I'll just leave this product for eBay and find another one for Amazon.
Yeah.
I was kind of, at this point, I remember speaking to you, and I wanted to start moving away from this because I felt like this has been over 3 months. I spent like too long, dwelling on this. Maybe I just need to move forward,
Yeah.
And so that I just kind of sat in that idea for maybe a week and a half, and I didn't go back to him. But then one evening I said to myself, that's it, I'm just keeping this for eBay. I'm going to forget about it, And then for the next 2 weeks, I just still couldn't stop thinking about it. I just couldn't live with the idea that I can't sell this product on Amazon,
Yeah.
So I started one supplier that wanted to work with me, but he couldn't work with me because this was happening. So he was trying to help me to get this sorted so he could work with me,
Sure.
So he managed to go on some Chinese website, find this guy's number over some website like Gov.uk or something, He researched his company and he found his number. Luckily enough, the number that was registered to the company was this guy's WeChat number. So
Nice.
we got this guy through WeChat, and he let me add him to speak to him.
It's a good start.
So I started speaking to him, and I said, look, this is a patent, and you know it. And he was like, no, it's not, it wouldn't be on the European Patent Office, website if it was this, that, and the other. I says, look, it's been declared invalid. I'm not stupid, and I've been fighting this for over 3 months now, and I'm going to keep on doing so. And I says, look, it's a waste of time and money for both, you and me. Let's just come up with a deal that's, that will benefit both of us, and let's just move on, let's just carry on, because there's no point, So this, I had to chat with him for maybe over a week. He was like, he started asking me questions, who are you, where are you from, what's your background? He just wanted to know like everything about me. And he started like chatting to me like as I was his buddy, or something. And man, I've just been fighting you for 3 months,
Yeah, crazy.
Like this is definitely a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, big time. But eventually he agreed to a deal.
Eventually he budged. Yeah, eventually he budged, and he said he had like terms that I make my product more simple. Like the variation I had was like a lot more advanced than his. So he wanted me to sell the exact same as he's selling, but with only my brand content,
Sure.
And if I was to sell my own, he was coming up with this ridiculous sale price, which was it was a lot of profit for me, but it wasn't making sense to sell that product at that price, you know.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So I said to him, look, I have this much inventory left. And at that time, I had just sent in another 1,000 units for eBay, you know. And I said, look, man, I have this much inventory left. Give me 2 months to sell out this inventory, and I will make my product as you want it, you know, and we can agree on a selling price then, because he was really like, you know, you can only sell for this price, and you know, and this, that, and the other, like kind of telling me the prices that I'm gonna have to use, you know,
Yeah.
the selling price. But like now, it's been maybe over 2 months or over 2 months. Everything is okay. I'm fine. He has kept his word, and I've kept my word, and it's been great, you know.
So far, so good. And you were telling me before that you've made some big orders for Q4 coming up.
Yeah, so I I remember talking to you, and initially I was only going to order 1,500 units for Q4.
Yeah.
And the way you said it to me, like you didn't go like straightforward, like you need to order more, but the way you said it, like I understood what you meant exactly. Like, so I thought, okay, I'll order 2,000, you know.
Oh, great.
So
I really hope this doesn't go wrong then.
I ordered 2,000, and the 2,000 arrived, and now it's in Amazon now. 1,700 units is now in Amazon, and I've other eBay stock left at home, you know. And I went and ordered another 2,000 because I realized that even that 2,000 is nowhere near enough of what I need for Q4. So it's like the biggest financial risk of my life coming up, like right now.
But I think, you know, from talking to you, you know, obviously through the process and even in this sort of interview, it's quite clear that you're up for a challenge. You know, you're ready to come against any obstacles that come your way. And I think, like I said, for me, that was the big thing that I wanted to highlight, because it's easy to talk about the 20 grand a month that you're doing or whatever, and everyone gets excited about that and says, wow, I wish I could do that. But a lot of people aren't really ready to overcome the obstacles that you have.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned earlier, and when we were chatting, there's a lot of people that will tell you, like on YouTube and on Instagram and whatever social media they're using to advertise themselves or the products they're selling, that, you know, you can find a product, send it into Amazon, you know, you can do 10, 20, 30,000, you know, in revenue. But, you know, finding a product and sending it to Amazon, I think, is the most simple thing. But actually, there's so many other things that I'm not able to mention them off the top of my head right now, but that come along with like opening a company and actually owning a company, like managing your finances, you know, learning to create invoices. Even though that's such a simple task, it's so easy to learn. But you know, no one will tell you these things on a YouTube video. You know, very few people will tell you these things. You know, and I personally find that there's bigger challenges, you know, with the things that are not mentioned. You know, the things that no one will mention. You know, and there's so many of these things. You know,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's definitely a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the simple, you know, find the product, send it to Amazon kind of type thing.
For
You
sure.
know?
For sure. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, you know, that, you know, we've been talking about in our community, and I think I'm trying to sort of more and more, you know, communicate is you've got to treat this like building a real business. Like you say, there's financial aspects, there's challenges. Like you say, it's not just getting a product, put it on Amazon. There's way more to it than that. And so,
I only realized this after I launched, and you know, ended up with these revenue numbers that I'm working with now. Like when I was looking for products, I thought, man, you know, that's a 10,000 a month product. You know, like I would like one like that, this, that, the other. But when I'm sitting here now, and well, I had no idea how much stress and how much risk you're going to have to take to be able to sell that 10,000 a month product.
Yeah, yeah,
There's so much funds invested in that product. Like
yeah,
if you got shut down, coming up right up to Q4 or something, for
yeah,
whatever the hell it could be, it like until a person has a product that's doing 10 or 20,000 pound a month, they won't realize of actually how much better it would be to have a product that's doing less.
yeah. Well, that's it. And that's, while we talk a lot about trying to fly under that radar, because when you do pop your head above the parapet there in those big revenue numbers, you do face challenges. And so, as you've
Yeah.
seen, so yeah, no, unbelievable, like crazy story, man. And, obviously thank you so much for being open enough to share it with everyone, because I think a lot people are going to get a lot out of this and they're going to learn a lot, but be encouraged, by your tenacity and your, refusal to quit when things got hard.
Yeah, actually, like before, like the whole thing before me starting Amazon FBA and stuff, I had like given up on a few things,
Hmm.
So this was kind of when I got to this stage, I was like looking back on my life and the things that I maybe could have went on and kept on doing, but I didn't. I said to myself this time, I'm not, if I want this to happen, there's always, always, always going to be challenges, no matter what.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
if I back down now, you're never going to make it. If
Yeah,
there's always some sort of way out if you just keep looking for one.
yeah.
It might not be the best way, or it might not be the one that's going to pay off, but you will still find a way out.
Mm,
I
yeah, for
think.
sure. No, 100%, man. 100%. Well, you're an inspiration, mate. You're super encouraging for us, and super excited to see going into next year, launching new products and building this business, and yeah, supporting you along the journey. You're documenting your journey a little bit as well, aren't you? You're doing on Instagram, I think.
Yeah, I just created a page just to share. Like, I know like you're not really into like sharing sales numbers and stuff, but I just like kind of wanted people to see. People say, oh, it's oversaturated, this, that, the other. I just wanted people to see what's possible with just one product, one variation.
Yeah, definitely.
The sales numbers are crazy. I was just away on holidays, and on one of the Sundays while away, I did 41 or 44 units, which
Mm,
was £1,066 in sales in
mm,
one day, with one product. And
yeah,
I wasn't even running PPC. No PPC,
you make me
all
sick.
organic sales.
Makes me sick. No, that's good, man. It's good. And yeah, look, I've got no problem with people sharing numbers. I think it's good to show what's possible. I just think it's so easy to share a screenshot. I think
Yeah,
and I
I
don't want,
know what you mean.
yeah, I don't want what our community to just be about. Here's my numbers. I want it to be about the impact that we're making. And the knowledge hopefully speaks for itself. So, but yeah, obviously the proof's in the pudding. You're doing a great job building a great business. So well done. Where can people find you if you want to? Obviously, you don't have to, but
Yeah, they can find the Instagram page. It's called Grow Strong FBA.
all one word.
The Grow Strong FBA. I think there's like a little what do you call it?
Is it
Like
underscore
a little line, like a
underneath
bottom
the
line
underscore?
in between
Yeah, yeah.
the Grow Strong and the FBA. But I'm
Cool. All
sure
right.
it'll come.
I'll
I'm
put it
sure
up on
it'll come up.
screen when we sort of edit the video. We'll put it up on
Yeah,
screen, and we'll link it down below as well, so that people can connect with you, follow your journey, and yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, thanks so much for coming on, man. Really, really appreciate being open and honest and vulnerable. Well done on your success, but more importantly, well done for overcoming those obstacles.
yeah. Thank you. No, it definitely means a lot, coming from you. And I know how hard you work, and what level of this business you're at, and it definitely, it means a lot that you tell me, that I'm doing well and I'm doing the right thing, and thank you, man.
No, you're welcome, man. Thanks so much, buddy. Man, how crazy is that story. I mean, wow. Thank you, Matas, so much for coming on and sharing that story, being vulnerable, being open. It really inspired and encouraged me, not only walking through it with you, but knowing that you've come out the other side, and hearing you talk about it again, I know is just going to bring so much value to everyone out there watching. And so, guys, I hope that you did get some value out of it. I hope that you are inspired. I hope that it hasn't sort of put you off being an entrepreneur, because the reality is there's a lot of content out there on YouTube that can kind of give entrepreneurship and building a brand on Amazon this kind of glossy mirage of, just launch something, it'll be easy and you'll be earning 6 figures of passive income overnight. And that frustrates me, and as part of the reason I got into doing this is because I wanted to try and give a balanced view. And look, it'd be easy for me just to bring on success story after success story after success story and just do interviews with the people that are doing really well, but I actually want to balance that out with some interviews with people that have found things hard, that have actually had challenges along the way, because I want to give you a real picture of what this looks like. Because is Amazon the great, one of the great opportunities to build a business right now? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. But is it going to be easy? Certainly not. There are challenges along the way that you need to be prepared for in the midst of building a real business. But what makes you an entrepreneur is your ability to get back up again when you face those challenges. What defines you as an entrepreneur is someone who, though they're in the midst of challenges, they can see the opportunity. I always say this to people I talk to, that in the midst of great challenge, there is the seed of opportunity. And I love Matas' story because he's someone that said, I'm not willing to back down. And what you can bet is that there'll be a whole bunch of people that were in Matas' position that did back down, and that this person that keeps filing these complaints against him gets away with it because people are willing to take it. They'll lie down, they'll quit. But what I love about Matus' story is that because he was consistent, because he fought back, because he said, no, I'm not going to quit, he's now reaping the rewards because many others around him won't. And so I want to finish this video by asking you the question: what's that thing that you can fight against, that you want to quit, that you want to give up on, that you're feeling is too hard or too challenging, that you can actually push back on, overcome, and build the business of your dreams? Let me know below if you've got any questions for myself, for Matas, for about any of the things we talked about today, or if you're going through something you'd like some help with. Let me know down in the comments below, reach out. If I can help with anything else, do please let me know. If stuff like this is helpful to you and you like it, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with notifications on. We've got loads of great videos coming up for you, in the not too distant future. And if you do want to access some resources that will help you on your journey, then you can click the link just next to me right now. Thank you again, Matas. Let us know any questions you have for him or myself in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video real soon.